Hi, I'm Paco. This is Finance for the People. We all know that having a good credit score is important. Understanding how our credit scores are calculated can arm us with the knowledge we need to bolster our scores. How is your credit score calculated? We don't have the exact methodology because the actual calculation is not public information and can sometimes change. What we do know is the calculation consists of 5 different elements. Currently, the categories and their weighted impact are as follows. Payment history, 35%. Credit utilization, 30%. Length of credit history, 15%. New credit, 10%. And type of credit used, 10%. Your payment history is a record of how you've handled paying back money that you've borrowed. For example, when you borrow money for a student loan or from a credit card company, each month, the lender you borrowed from reports your payment history to the credit bureaus. Since payment history accounts for 35% of your score, it's important to prioritize paying your payments on time. Your credit utilization ratio is how much of your total available revolving credit you're using compared to how much revolving credit you have available. Revolving credit are credit cards and lines of credit. It's like the amount of gas in the tank relative to the tank's capacity. If this tank can hold 20 gallons and it has 13 gallons in it, then the utilization ratio is 65%. Since credit utilization accounts for 30% of your score, it's important to keep your credit utilization as low as possible. A lower utilization translates to a higher score. Your length of credit history simply means the amount of time you have a credit line open. The longer, the better. Credit history accounts for 15% of your score. One way to get good marks in this area is to avoid closing down cards too soon. I know this might feel counterintuitive and it can present some risk, but that's why it's called playing the credit score game. New credit accounts for how many new loans or credit cards you've opened recently. When you apply for new credit, it does bring down your credit score temporarily. I can understand this reasoning because lenders don't want people applying for new credit all the time because with access to too much credit, there's the risk of borrowing too much. New credit accounts for 10% of your score. And finally, 10% of your score is impacted by the type of credit used. Type of credit used refers to whether your debts are installment loans or revolving credit. Loans that have fixed terms are considered better forms of debt than a credit card. So now you know how your credit score is calculated. What is considered a good score and how is it helpful to you? 850 is the best score. And when you get down to around 630, it starts to get classified as a poor score. A good score is rewarded with lower interest rates and better credit and debt options. Below average scores are punished with higher interest rates and crappy credit and debt options. Don't be too alarmed if your score is bad. Rebuilding your credit can take a while, but time heals all wounds, and it can also do wonders for your credit score. Focus on the most important aspects of your credit score to rebuild it. There are a few simple steps you can take to do this. First, make your monthly debt payments on time. Set up automatic payments or put a reminder in your calendar to make sure you don't miss a payment. Second, keep your utilization low. This means that you don't carry balances on your credit cards. Finally, be mindful about opening up new credit lines because some lenders might worry that lots of credit lines mean you're borrowing a lot of money and can't afford to pay it back. I hope you found this video to be helpful. There's lots more great information in my book, Finance for the People. The best way to get your copy is by making a donation to your local PBS station. You'll be investing in your own knowledge and in the station that makes important information like this freely accessible to everyone. Just click the link in the description to make a donation now.